Yo, Karma.
How's it going?
What was that accent you just picked up? What?
Yo, Karma. You up for some Ramu X?
No.
Oh.
Shit!
Alright,
You motherfucker! Ah!
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm down.
God! God! No, I just lost in Minesweeper.
I don't know how you can play Minesweeper like that.
There was
Like,
only 2 left.
I
God!
get like 3 seconds into Minesweeper and I'm already dead.
It's because you probably don't know how to play. You know?
I
What I'm
don't
saying?
know how to play.
Yeah,
I
if-
usually just click it until I die.
Next time you're watching my stream, I'll show. Unless you want to see now, I can show you how to play Minesweeper while we wait for a person.
Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to you'd have to do it slowly because you're just sitting there just laying
Clicking.
flags out.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like how do you know?
I'll show you. Yeah. I'll open up easy and I'll show you on easy.
you should make a Minesweeper guide on the forums.
I can if you'd like.
Just open up a whole separate thread in the classes.
Yeah.
Just
Minesweeper? With question mark? Okay. I'll invite you in here. Wait, Zoo's on Casatoria now. Why is Zoo on Casatoria?
I don't know what he's doing.
Okay, well, we'll do one last call.
Did you say they nerfed the Titan Edgy?
Yeah. So now Titan takes regular damage from Shock Strike.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by that.
I know. I'm really happy they did it, but I'm so surprised. I did not
Yeah.
think that they would do it.
Nope.
Why did you think why would they stop? Like why?
Because they didn't nerf the Enrage in turn 2.
Yeah, like this seems like it's less of a workaround than.
Yeah, I think it's because it's not like cheesing the mechanics. Like the move straight up didn't do enough damage, because I'm pretty sure Shock Strike works through hollowed ground.
What?
Yeah, that's true. You can't
No
do anything
way.
to mitigate it.
Yeah, anything that you could possibly get hit by and remove, or so static or Shock Strike and Thunder Storm are both true damage. Like they'll both do damage through hollowed ground.
Like, and it's not even reduced damage. It's the full damage.
It's a flat it's like 18k.
That's ridiculous.
Unmitigated 18k.
Man, that's nonsense.
Okay, so we're gonna have to party find for this last person.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, but I'm kind of surprised that they actually changed it like that. Uh-oh. I think we lost someone in Skype. Just kidding. Everybody here? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone's here.
All right. I'm just going to do this on stream, Karma, and then I'll link the video on the forum, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we got the board, and it's kind of strange because it's whatever. Oh, actually, I'll do this on intermediate. It's a little bit more clear on intermediate. So, okay. So what you're doing in Minesweeper, so in most modern Minesweeper games, they'll have a thing where the first click will randomly generate the board on the first click. Like, it's not set when you start playing it. It generates on the click. So every time you do your first click, it'll always be a clear space, so there will be no mines around it. That's just a modern Minesweeper thing. Okay, so then from there, all the numbers that you see on the screen correspond to the number of mines in every adjacent square.
Okay.
So the good place once you do your first click is these corner ones. So like on this corner right here, there's a 1. And it's a good place to go because there's only one square adjacent to it that is even open, like available to click on. So since there's a 1 and there's one square adjacent to it, that one has to be a mine.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So once you do that corner square, then you can kind of start moving around the board. And in intermediate, this usually happens like immediately. So now that this 1 is right here, it's going to make more sense when you're watching the video. Now that we have this flag down, so now you can look at the other adjacent squares like, oh, this is a 1 right here. That means this other adjacent square that's available is not a mine, because clearly this one in the corner is. So then you can click. And then you can go over here, then this one adjacent square has a mine, so these two are totally free. Then you can keep going to do that throughout the board. So it's just really utilizing the information that the board gives you. So like right here, there's a 1, or right here, there's a 2. There are 2 adjacent squares. And so since there's only 2 available, those both have to be mines.
Okay.
So now this 2 corresponds to these 2 mines, so that's safe to click. So now there's only 3 adjacent squares here. This obviously has to be a mine then. So you just kind of work your way around the board doing that, and you kind of do it in small pieces. And intermediate is a good place to start because it's not too easy, and it provides enough of a challenge to where you can kind of start doing like lots of kind of little tricks that will be in expert. So like this is a mine right here, so this adjacent square is not a mine. So once this is kind of exhausted, and then you get in these situations where you're just like, all right, well, there's 2 more squares left, and only one of them is a mine, but I don't have enough information to really go anywhere else. Just move to a different part of the board. So over here, there's a 1 in the corner. That's obviously a mine. So this 1 corresponds to this square. That's not a mine. Okay. And then, like I said, it's going to make sense when you're watching the video. Maybe.
That's just some high level Minesweeper action, man. I don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah, but once you kind of actually look at the board, and like once you like know what the numbers mean and stuff like that, then it's a lot easier to understand. So like this is a mine right here, corner. Corners are always good places to start because they there's 1 adjacent square. So obviously that 1 has to be a mine. So let's see. So now we keep working our way around the board. The Minesweeper game that I play in particular has this nifty feature where, okay, so like these 2 mines correspond to this 1 space. So if I click on it, it'll open up every space around it because I've already deduced that those mines are there and stuff like that. So right here, this is a mine because of this 3. There's only 3 adjacent squares. This is a 1. This here. Liquid? Yeah, we can get liquid. Let's invite liquid. Unable to invite to a party. Oh, I'm in party finder. Party finder. I'll invite him to Skype too, without prompting. Nothing bad can happen with that, right? Okay, so now that I'll just clear the board so you can kind of maybe follow along at home. So here you go. There's a 2 here. There's 2 mines, so that's obviously it. Let's see. There's a 1 corresponding here, so that's a mine. There's a 1 here. That's a mine. So this 1 is attached to all of these. There's a corner right here. So that's a mine. There's a corner right here. That's a mine. And then this 2 open squares are for this 2 right here. So then now we're just going to keep moving our way around the board. There's only 2 adjacent squares. That's a mine. 1 adjacent square with a mine. 1 mine. This corresponds to this 1. So there's 3 open squares. That's it. And then you just keep... And then like eventually if you click hard enough, then the board will be totally clean. And then you'll be like, oh, I got it. Minesweeper, huh?
So how many times have you beat Minesweeper?
On the expert?
Yeah.
Let me check real fast. On my phone keeps a track of how many times I've cleared every difficulty. And if I look real fast before we start, the last time I did it, because usually what I would do is I would play until I win, but I've played 1,041 games and I've won 79 of them. Yeah, like, have you tuned yet? Okay, so before we go, actually, so this is like one of the more advanced things that you might not get until later, but right here, this is going to get a little bit more complicated. So right here, there's a 2, meaning that one of these 2 squares has to be a mine. And then you have a 1 right next to it where it's these 3 squares have to be a mine. So since they overlap perfectly, it has to be one of these 2 squares connected with the 2. Because if one of the squares associated with the 2 is a mine, it has to be the same mine that corresponds with this 1 below it. So this square right here, cannot be a mine in any way because these 2 overlap in some way.
Can't you mark them with question marks too?
You can actually, and I usually don't do that for no reason in particular. But you can. So in this version of the game, if I mark it as a flag, I right-click to mark it as a flag. If I right-click again, it marks it as a question mark. which in this version makes it so I can't click on the numbers. I have to like individually click on squares. But if you have trouble at the beginning kind of keeping track of where everything is, it's not a bad idea to use something like that. Okay, and then another thing right here that's kind of interesting. So if you use the same logic right here, so this 2 associates with these 2 squares, but then this 2 associates with these 2 squares. So one of these is a mine for this 2, and then one of these is a mine for this 2. But since only one of these squares can be a mine, it has to be the square that they have in common, because there can't be 2 mines there. There can only be 1. So it has to be the square they have in common. So if you click on this one, hopefully we don't die. We don't die. All right, so that's pretty cool, right? Minesweeper is pretty awesome.
I usually just cheat engine it, so all the squares are just like they're already marked.
Did you say?
Or I just set the bomb quantity to 0, so I just win on the first click.
Is bomb quantity the name of your like industrial metal band or something like that?
It's actually industrial, like techno.
Oh,
like
industrial electronic.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're in a situation where this is a straight 50-50. There's no way to know. So one of these is a mine. One of these is a mine. One of these is a mine. Like, this is a straight 50-50, so just pick one and then hope for the best. So there you go. That'll happen a lot in the expert mode. But there you go, Minesweeper. Look for the attached guide on how to Minesweeper for more information. Like, follow,
I want you to do that
subscribe.
all over again, but with the whiteboard.
Oh yeah, word. Okay, no. Yeah, I can actually do that. I can do that. I'll do that next time.
And then you're gonna click here, and then you're gonna right click here.
Okay, it's looking